dreams of pirates will never end!
No other arc of One Piece was as profound and thought-provoking as the Jiraiya arc. It is not only one of the best introductions to any villain in One Piece, but was pivotal to the story moving forward. To understand the importance of the scene with Blackbeard, I think it's essential to first understand Luffy as a character.
時代のうねり、人の夢。人々が自由の答えを求める限り、それらは決してとどまることはない。
At first glance, Luffy may appear to be carefree and naive, and even simple to understand as a character. However, in the world of One Piece, this is what makes Luffy so interesting as a character. Luffy's simple-minded and straightforward approach is what creates contrast in the world of One Piece. One Piece is home to many characters that hold very diverse and extreme ideologies. These polarizing ideologies are a constant, and what makes Luffy so interesting is that he does not swing to any of these political ideologies. The only distinct ideology that Luffy encompasses is that of freedom. This makes Luffy almost act like the center ideology, which contrasts with every oppressive antagonist in One Piece. In addition, this is also what being Pirate King means to Luffy. It is the ultimate symbol of freedom. Luffy doesn't want to be Pirate King for personal importance, but rather to represent the embodiment of freedom that is unrestrained by societal limitations. This freedom that Luffy seeks is not only for himself, but for everyone. Luffy wants to challenge the oppressive structures that govern the world of One Piece. Although freedom is a loose term, I believe for Luffy it means doing what is morally right for the people of One Piece. This means Luffy can simultaneously aim to restore hereditary systems like the monarchy, and also aim to dismantle these systems like the Celestial Dragons if they are oppressive and infringe on freedom.
The dreams of pirates will never end!
What makes Blackbeard's introduction so interesting is the perceived similarities to Luffy as a character. The scene starts with both Luffy and Blackbeard simultaneously banging on the table. This brazen response of Luffy was mirrored by Blackbeard. By this alone, Blackbeard is presented as having the same bold and unfiltered personality as Luffy. The scene continues as the camera pans from Luffy's reaction to Blackbeard's reaction. This shows the two characters continue to mirror each other's actions. This similarity is supported by the staging of Luffy and Blackbeard, as they are both at the forefront of the page and are side by side, creating a visual representation of their likeness. This creates the impression that Blackbeard is not just a random pirate, suggesting that there is a deeper connection and parallelism between the two characters as shown by the framing. However, juxtaposition is created by the reactions to the food that is served. This clearly shows despite the similarities, both Luffy and Blackbeard are contrasted by the things they value. The scene uses the dichotomy of their reactions and the framing of the shots as a visual way to foreshadow their future dynamic in the show. As the scene unfolds, both Luffy and Blackbeard argue over Luffy's bounty. The way the scene is presented initially made us believe that Blackbeard was calling Luffy a liar because the bounty was too high. However, as the story progresses, it becomes clear that Blackbeard actually considered 30 million to be too low. This interaction adds depth to Blackbeard's character as it showcases his astute perception and understanding of the world. In addition, by calling Luffy a liar, Blackbeard acknowledges the immense potential and influence that Luffy could possess.
支配なんかしねえよ。この海で一番自由な奴が海賊王だ。
This clash between the two pirates foreshadows the future dynamic between Luffy and Blackbeard. Despite their similar personalities, they differ in what they value. The scene earlier is able to showcase that while Luffy and Blackbeard share the same dream and aspirations, they will take very different paths and methods to achieve their goals. The dichotomy between Luffy and Blackbeard arises from their differing moral compasses that have shaped their individual paths. Blackbeard has managed to attain immense power by manipulating those around him. He was able to orchestrate a complex scheme using Ace as a way to eliminate Whitebeard and also gain his Devil Fruit power, while simultaneously exploiting his death by recruiting more crew members from Impel Down. Instead, Luffy was able to become just as strong by working for it and doesn't take the easy route or shortcut. Despite having opportunities to learn about the One Piece and where it is, he chooses to learn about it by himself. This shows their differing moral compasses which set them apart, as Blackbeard's deceitful planning and relentless goal of achieving his dream mean he would take any shortcut to accomplish it. This is something that Luffy would never do. For better or worse, Luffy would rather follow the steps of Goldie Roger. Additionally, they are juxtaposed further by the reasons they want to reach the One Piece. Luffy's aspiration is not about attaining power and influence, but revolves about embodying the essence of freedom itself. Luffy's pursuit of freedom extends beyond his own personal gain, but also encompasses the liberation of others. However, Blackbeard's ambition to become Pirate King seems to be driven by his desire for personal power and prominence. This means that Blackbeard's actions demonstrate a willingness to exploit and deceive others to further his own agenda, as he displays a distinct lack of regard for those he manipulates.
何を悔しがるんだ姉ちゃん。今の戦いはそいつらの勝ちだぜ。
Blackbeard's speech is one of my favourite moments in One Piece. I think it is able to encapsulate a lot of what One Piece is about. Blackbeard is immediately juxtaposed with Bellamy from earlier. He is initially presented as a drunk idiot, but he was actually able to have the most accurate understanding of the goals of Luffy in the Bellamy encounter. It shows that Blackbeard actually had a greater perception of Luffy than Nami, even surpassing the audience who was questioning why Luffy was refraining from fighting back. This question was immediately answered by Blackbeard, who suggested that Luffy actually won the fight. It then cuts to my favourite shot in the entire show, where both Blackbeard and Luffy face each other, surrounded by whiteness. It is a visual representation of how both characters are focused on each other and their gazes are locked in a resolute confrontation. As this happens, Blackbeard declares the famous quote,
人の夢は終わらねえ!
This is significant as it echoes what Luffy said earlier, and it shows that even if he is the villain, he understands Luffy far greater than anyone else. Furthermore, he even encourages Luffy's dream, which is weird to see from an antagonist. While this is happening, Luffy looks at him and doesn't say anything. I believe this is due to Luffy being able to have the same understanding of Blackbeard as Blackbeard does to Luffy. In addition, I believe that Luffy can see that there's a different person in front of him, one that is different to the person he met at the bar. This is shown by Zoro calling Blackbeard they, and Blackbeard at the ending saying their drink tastes good, which contrasts earlier when he said it tastes disgusting. In the world of One Piece, dreams hold immense significance, as recognised by Blackbeard, and serve as a central theme throughout the series. They act as a powerful driving force for many characters, such as Blackbeard, and fuel their actions and shape their beliefs. One character that embodies this concept is Luffy. His aspiration is to become the Pirate King, which is literally the entire driving force of the show. They hold immense significance to Luffy, and this is reflected by his crew. Each member of his crew is driven by dreams and aspirations, such as being the greatest swordsman or drawing the map of the entire world. In fact, it almost seems like it is a prerequisite for becoming a Straw Hat is having a dream. I believe it is best encompassed by this scene. This occurs when Robin had given up on all personal aspirations in life and wanted to sacrifice herself for the crew. However, due to Luffy's unwavering determination, for the first time in her life, Robin was able to make the conscious decision to embrace her own freedom. This scene acts like a declaration of her newfound dream and a refusal to give up on her own life and freedom. To relate the importance of dreams back to the Jaya arc, or the underlying reasons why Luffy finally confronted Bellamy at the end of the arc. Bellamy was written to be perfectly juxtaposed with Luffy due to his grounded in reality approach. The reason why Luffy chose not to acknowledge Bellamy was due to his dismissal of dreams. This shows the stark differences between the ideologies between Luffy and Bellamy. Luffy refusing to fight back was because he knew it was not worth it, as Bellamy was an empty pirate with no ambition. This links to what Shanks told Luffy as a kid, to pick his battles and not get worked over somebody who was not worth it. The scene with Shanks and the Mountain Bandit at the bar is the perfect mirror to the scene with Bellamy, and it shows that Luffy views Bellamy as being someone not worth fighting. However, one thing that changes and makes Luffy confront Bellamy and deliver a well-deserved retribution was Bellamy actively destroying other people's dreams and perceived destiny. When Bellamy clashed with Cricket, it meant he had chosen a path of indoctrinating people who dismissed their own dreams. The reason why Cricket stayed in Jaya to search for the City of Gold was that he believed it was his destiny. By Bellamy stealing the gold, he actively prevented Cricket's dreams being fulfilled. Seeing Bellamy disregard the dreams and ambitions of others is finally what causes Luffy to destroy Bellamy in one punch. The aim of this encounter was to show that dreams are not something to be mocked or dismissed, and that Bellamy was wrong. At the end of the fight, Luffy was asked where he was going, and he replied to the sky. Not only is this what Goldie Rogers said, but he was able to definitively prove that he was right by ringing the golden bells, which legitimized Cricket's dreams and proved Bellamy wrong. What makes this especially interesting is the parallel between Shanks and the Mountain Bandit scene. The first time Luffy actually shares his dream to become Pirate King was actually during the scene with Shanks. Now fast forward to the Jaya arc, Luffy is now in the Shanks role and shows how it has come full circle. Luffy is able to inspire others, such as Cricket, to follow their own aspirations and dream. This finally shows how dreams play a significant role in One Piece. Thank you guys for watching. Even if you slightly enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing. I know this video isn't great, but I promise in the future, I will make more in-depth and high quality videos.